This video is for The Living Earth, Unit 3.5, Evidence for Evolution. Today's essential question is, how does biogeography provide evidence for evolution? Biogeography is the study of the distribution of organisms, species, ecosystems, and biomes around the world. Factors affecting the distribution of organisms and biological communities include habitat area, climate and soil composition, longitude, latitude and elevation, and the geologic history of a region. In Darwin's time, there were many aspects about the distribution of organisms that could not be explained. For example, why were the ostrich-like birds in Africa, South America, and Australia, meaning continents that are thousands of kilometers apart? Why did many remote islands have species that were found only on those islands? How did these animals and plants get to these places? Darwin used his ideas about evolution to explain some of these observations. Darwin considered biogeographic distributions as evidence for evolution and natural selection. On his visit to the remote Galapagos Islands, Darwin noticed the presence of many unique species. He realized that island-dwelling plants and animals were often geographically isolated from other islands or the nearest mainland. Because of this geographic isolation, island organisms could breed only with other island organisms. And as time passed, island plants and animals often evolved into new species that were distinctly different from the mainland species from which they were descended. This is the reason islands often have many endemic species, which means species of plants and animals that are found nowhere else. For example, the Galapagos Islands were the home of a number of species of finches. These birds had many similarities, but all were slightly different. They all occupied different niches. One scientific explanation is that these similarities were a result of the finches evolving from a few common ancestors that managed to find their way to the islands long ago. Over time, the finches adapted to vacant or empty niches. This is an example of what's called adaptive radiation. Better understanding about the movement of the continents in Earth's past has helped to unravel some of the mysteries of plant and animal distribution. For example, scientists know that the continents of Africa, Australia, and South America were once joined. This probably enabled the common ancestor of today's ostrich-like birds to colonize all three now widely separated continents.
Adaptive radiation is an evolutionary phenomenon in which a group of organisms rapidly evolves into many new species to take advantage of new ecological niches when they become available. This may occur after the formation of new islands by tectonic movements, upward growth of coral reefs, or the eruption of a volcano. It also occurs most dramatically after a mass extinction event such as that of the dinosaurs millions of years ago. Other life forms evolved through adaptive radiation to take their place.
Adaptive radiation is when a group of living things either survives a mass extinction event or colonizes an environment that there are no competitors in. Because of that, because there's no competition, either the competition is wiped out or there was no competition to begin with, lots of variations can survive. And so in a geologically short period of time, what was once just one survivor, one species, becomes many, many different survivors with different ways of life.
As a result, one species will give rise to many others as they evolve to fill newly available niches. In Hawaii, at least 54 different species of honeycreeper birds have evolved. They all descended from a single species of finch that arrived in Hawaii more than 4 million years ago, when the volcanic islands were still very young and there were many new habitats to colonize. The honeycreepers diversified rapidly to take advantage of the new niches. Some evolved long, curved bills to extract nectar from Hawaii's lobelia flowers. Others developed short, stout bills for cracking open seeds. and some developed hooked bills to probe tree bark looking for insects. Another example occurs in Africa. The Great Rift Valley region is home to 15 lakes and many species of fish belonging to a family called the cichlids. Studies have found that species of cichlids isolated by the formation of a new lake quickly undergo adaptive radiation to form many new species. In a few million years, close to 2,000 species of cichlids have evolved. Each of these is unique because it is adapted to a specific niche. As new lakes and new niches become available, new species of cichlid fish evolve. There are numerous examples of organisms that have evolved through adaptive radiation to fill newly vacant niches, whether it's the lemurs isolated on the island of Madagascar or the anole lizards of the Caribbean islands.
At this point, you should be able to generate a full and appropriate response to today's essential question. How does biogeography provide evidence for evolution?